Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. And today I'm going to be talking about an advertisement I found in a college football program. When I go to yard sales, I'll find various college football programs for sale at times, and I'll buy wherever they've got. If they've got 10 of them, I'll buy all 10 or all 15, make an offer. And in the yard sales, can you can get it for a pretty good bargain price. When they start selling them on eBay, that's when they start becoming more money. But anyway, this is an Xavier University college football program from 1972. Xavier out of Cincinnati, Ohio, taking on Temple out of Philadelphia. And I saw that Xavier is a private Catholic school in Cincinnati, Ohio. And here's what I wanted to talk about. Basically, I'm going to get to this part in the program. I was looking through it and I found this ad for a product called Burger Beer. Making sure you can see this. I have never heard of Burger Beer, but did a little reading online on the history of this beer, and it's a local beer out of Cincinnati, Ohio. The Burger Brewing Company was an American brewery based in Cincinnati, Ohio, one of the staple breweries of the region through the 1960s. At its peak, it was deeply associated with the Cincinnati Reds and broadcaster Wade Hoyt through marketing campaigns. Burger Classic and Burger Light were brought back to local ownership in 2009 and are now owned by the Christian Moerlein Brewing Company. Brothers Charles and Louis Burger had been in the malting business in Cincinnati after emigrating from Germany, opened their company, the Burger Brothers Malting Company, in 1880. It was family run for decades. 1934, they would occupy the former Lion Brewery on Central Parkway, which was originally owned and operated by the Wendish Mulhauser Brewery. The first beers that the company would produce would be under the Burger and Buckeye brand names, as well as Red Lion Ale. After a legal battle with the Buckeye brand name, it was dropped, as was Red Lion, in favor of Burger's own ale. By 1942, fewer than 10 years after the founding of the brewery, Burger produced 460,000 barrels and was the 28th largest brewery in the United States. After World War II, the company faced competition outside of the Cincinnati region from brands such as Schlitz, Pabst, and Anheuser-Busch. The brewery undertook a number of upgrades and expansions upon the facility to keep pace with others, doubling its capacity to 1 million barrels. The company also added 300,000 squares bottling and shipping building nearby. The expansion was met with success as output by 1951, 710 barrels sold, good enough for second largest in Cincinnati. Burger was also unique in that the company brewed Munich's own Lowenbrau under a contract after World War II. Also during that time, it became the sponsor of the Cincinnati Reds radio broadcasts, and it would last from 1942, when broadcaster Will Hoyt was hired, until 1965. Many Reds fans became familiar with Hoyt explained during a game at Crosley Field, the ball was headed for Burger Field. Or Burgerville, I'm sorry. In 1956, Burger purchased the Burkhardt Brewing Company in Akron for $2 million. Expansion allowed Burger to grow its capacity and compete better in the Cleveland and Detroit markets. It also distinguished Burger as the only Cincinnati brewery to expand outside of the region. By 1964, it was no longer financially effective to maintain this additional brewery, and Burger closed the facility. By the mid-1960s, competition from national rivals began to catch up to Burger. Increased marketing and distribution from other breweries forced Burger to spend more and more on marketing to stay relevant. final mistake made by the company was changing its water source. In 1968, the brewery switched to using water from a well, using the property from city water. Despite the spin to a beer made with artesian spring water, the change in taste proved to be unpopular with the public. Sales in Cincinnati dropping 14%, the company never rebounded, and by 1973, its assets were sold to the rival Hudepohl, Hudepohl, Hudepohl Brewing Company. And that's what I was able to find out on some history on Burger Beer. Kind of interesting name for a beer. And I was kind of like went around to some various pages on the internet to put this information, to compile this information on it, and kind of an interesting name. Interesting enough, on the back of this program, there you have an ad for Hudepohl beer. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. German name. And like I've said before, I'm kind of at a dry spell as far as things to talk about. I try to think of ideas, and well, this one did come up, but I'm looking for ideas on things to talk about. Like I said, my show is about preserving history, especially obscure aspects of history. And with that being said, like, subscribe, share. As always, thanks for watching.